Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 29th through February 4th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each card and use your own intuition to take you beyond just what I'm saying, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So we start out with the Ten of Pentacles today. So I feel like you got a very generous kind of vibe going right now. But let's lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. And that is going to include a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, which I think today, you know what? Let's use the Rider-Waite-Smith for the bonus card, for the mystery card today. This is pre-shuffled, but I'll just take one randomly from the middle there, and we're going to leave that right over there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, and hopefully that will, you know, tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end of things. So, we've got some fire, some major, some air, some earth, some fire, some major, a little bit more earth. What I see that we're kind of lacking is a little bit of the water element, okay? So we want to make sure that we kind of pay attention to that as we go through and why that might be lacking. If we're experiencing maybe a lack of connection with things this week, if there's kind of a lack of a feeling of purpose or of meaning going on, right? Or if there's just outright kind of a lack of, you know, like joy and pleasure in your life right now, okay? But let's start at the beginning and go to this Ten of Pentacles, discs, or coins. I really feel like you are the type of person that is tremendously generous. You know, I feel like you are always the first one to, you know, pick up the check, or you invite everybody out for dinner and you pick up the tab, you know? I feel like you're very willing to give someone else the shirt off your back. You're very ready and eager to help other people. You know, you're generous not just with money, you know, giving people money when they need it, though I think you're that kind of person too. I think this is more like a generosity of spirit, you know, where you really enjoy watching people feel better. You enjoy like relieving someone else's suffering. Now maybe that sounds a little like a bit of a savior complex, you know, but in some ways I think it is. I think you like to make other people feel better. Okay, you have that kind of generous spirit about you, which I think does manifest as you trying to use whatever you have, whatever your resources are, no matter how great or how small. You use those to take care of other people, you know, like offering to help out, picking up the check, offering someone, you know, some money if they need it, just that sort of thing. I think it shows a very warm and generous spirit with you. At least right now, I think you're kind of in this phase where you're feeling that, you know, maybe coming off the holidays, at the beginning of the year sort of thing has got you in this kind of, you know, very generous spirit. But at the same time, you have a very, my words are getting mixed up today. You definitely have a very practical side to you, a very almost like thrifty kind of side. You're looking for the bargains, you know what I mean? You're very keen on finding the deals, finding the correct investments that are going to kind of give you the most return, but they're going to be the safest investments too. You know, it feels to me like you may be the type of person that looks for sales or coupons, or you know what I mean. Like you're very smart with money, but yet at the same time you're very generous with it too. So it's a nice kind of balance that you have here, where it's not just so much generosity that you end up, you know, penniless by the end of the day, but you're not so thrifty or so kind of reserved or, you know, hoarding your wealth, I guess, that it makes you kind of a miser. You know, I think you have a nice balance. Let's just say that. And that's something that I've not really noticed with Aries very much in the past. Aries typically to me feels like someone who is one extreme or the other. You know what I mean? Either very giving, very generous, or the exact opposite, but to an extreme degree. So I think you have a really nice balance going on right now. Just with the warmth of your spirit too, not just like, again, not just with money, but with your overall kind of spiritual generosity, your care and concern for other people, and trying to make other people as comfortable as possible, I guess that's kind of what we're getting at. We have this Three of Wands that kind of crosses your path this week. And now I'm getting a bit of a feeling from this card that there are some challenges for you this week. I think that there might be something that you're working on that you're having a little bit of trouble with patience. It feels to me like you want to kind of let that Aries energy out and just, full bore, pedal to the metal, kind of take this thing over. But there's something that's requiring a little bit of patience with you, okay? And I don't know if this is a career thing. It kind of seems to me like it's some kind of an employment shift, some kind of a career shift, or some changes taking place at the workplace. Okay, well, especially because the first card was this 10. So this kind of tells me that it is something to do with the give and take of your finances, of this generosity. Are you shifting to a place now where you are either going to be afforded even more opportunity for generosity, or are things changing in such a way that you kind of have to tighten your belt a little bit? I feel like there is something kind of pending that you are hoping will come to a conclusion and kind of finalize. I don't know if this is a move, if this is a promotion that you're waiting for, if this is, getting hired on somewhere, if you're waiting for that. But I feel like you're a little anxious about it. And I feel like there is just a little bit of this anxiety going on with you that is kind of related to this, this real need to be in control, to take charge of everything, and to make things happen, even though the timing's not right. You're still waiting for maybe other people to put in their efforts too. If this is, you're waiting for the paperwork to go through or something like that. Okay, so the Three of Wands here is showing me that the kind of current event going on with you is this this pending development, which I think is career or employment or financially related in some way. And you're kind of waiting for this to go through or to finalize. Now, we're going to get to some of these other cards because I think things will be falling into place this week. Okay, I just want to say that right away. I really think things are going to be put into place. They're going to wrap up. Whatever this deal is that you're waiting for, it's going to go through. Okay, I just want to say that. Down here beneath the surface, I like this very much. This is the Star card. I think that you have made some decisions in your life recently that are really based on this kind of intuition. With the Star card and with it being underneath everything, I think you have an underlying connection to the divine. I think you have like a real experience with your own intuition. I wouldn't be surprised if, throughout your life you've had a lot of these kinds of spiritual experiences or these kind of psychic curiosities, where things just kind of happen, or you kind of know things, or you get this gut feeling about something in a certain direction is calling you, and it just turns out to be the absolute right choice. I feel like there's some of that going on here this week. Maybe this decision that you're waiting for, this kind of pending outcome, it could be that you're on the brink of some really excellent development in your life. It could be that you pretty much know with this Star card, you're going to get the job, you're going to get this promotion or this investment, whatever it is going to pay off. But now it's just a matter of trying to be patient and wait for it. Wait for everything else to kind of fall into place. You can't rush this sort of thing, even though you're feeling that excitement. And I think it's because you have this kind of natural ability to a little bit of psychic ability. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm getting this sense of a real, just kind of a vision opening up about your future. It could be maybe like a dream. Maybe you have some premonitions that come to you in your dreams, something like that. I think you've had a vision in general of this future, and you kind of know what's coming, and that's giving you a lot of excitement, okay? You have a very strong connection to like the spirit realm, to the subtle energies, to the psychic or spiritual entities, okay? And I think this has given you the direction, this is giving you the knowledge, the intuitive knowledge, the kind of spiritual understanding of what is before you, okay? Now, before we get to what is actually before you, we're going to go to this other card, which is at the top of the path of the dove, and this is the Knight of Pentacles here. And this is some more of your energy. I think this is kind of what you're consciously trying to focus on. And it seems to me like you are really working on your patience, right? And this is another card that tells me that you have this generous spirit, and I think you're having difficulty, or maybe it's not so much a difficulty, but it's what you're trying to focus on, and that is remaining calm, like being patient, waiting for things to be finalized before you kind of like go wild and buy everyone a car. You know what I mean? Maybe not literally, but hey, if it is literal, then more power to you. But this is a real eagerness to kind of like get on with it and start, for lack of a better phrase, start spending the money. But you're really having to control yourself and wait for it because it's not there yet. Okay, so it's like you don't want to count those chickens before they hatch, but there's a pretty good understanding with this star card, with this connection to the spirit world, that they are going to hatch, but you don't want to spend that money until you really have it, So you're focused on that, this idea of being, very, very patient and not kind of jumping the gun on things, not living as if you've already made this accomplishment, made this deal, got this job promotion, this dividend reward, whatever is going on. You want to wait for this to actually hit the bank before you start off with the rest of your life, So I think you're aware of that. And I think it's difficult for you to kind of put both of these into context and say, well, look, it's guaranteed. You've had the vision of this. You've had the revelation. Spirit has given you this information, and there's no doubt about it. But at the same time, you're a very practical person. You have that generosity of spirit, but you also, like I said, have this ability to put yourself in check, tighten your belt. Let's hold off. Let's not spend it until it hits the bank. And then once it does hit the bank, this Knight of Pentacles is someone who's not trying to go crazy with it and burn through all the money in a day. You're paying off bills, paying off debts, paying off the credit cards, the car, the house, putting money away for school, whatever it might be, right? You're spending it in a wise way and not just on, a week of fancy restaurants and then there's no more money, which is probably what I would do. So there's this kind of, this duality here, these opposing forces where you have this divine knowledge of what is to come, for lack of a better phrase, but you're also a tremendously practical, common sense kind of person. And you want to spend the money, you want to be generous, you want to, have a good time with it, but you are tightening your belt and you're trying to focus on patience, moderation, frugality, right? I mean, just trying to make it last as long as possible, make it work for you. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who is looking for ways to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so make the money work for you, and then you'll have more of it. It'll last a little bit longer. So that's kind of what I see as far as your energy goes. Past and future. Well, the past, we've got another knight. This is the Knight of Wands. This is someone who maybe in the past hasn't always been the best with money. Okay, I think something happened in the relatively recent past, maybe a few years, maybe a few months, something like that, where you or someone you lived with or your partner, someone very close to you, had money and then lost it. You know, I think either you or this other person have just like kind of literally burned through a lot and had nothing to show for it after that. It could be a bad investment. It could be just living a little too high on the hog, as they say, and not being smart about the financial aspect of things. So somewhere in the relatively recent past, there was a kind of a major loss, you know, and I think it was through impulsiveness, through this kind of overexcitement, this overspending, living beyond your means kind of thing, either with you or with your partner, because I'm getting the feeling like everyone's in the same household, but it might not be you directly responsible for that wealth, that money, those resources, whatever they were. But it went quickly. It went quickly, and it, in retrospect, there could have been a lot better, wiser choices made, of how to extend that money out, how to make it last longer, how to make it work for you, which is, I think, why you're in this vibe now, where you have this impulse, with this Three of Wands, you have this impulse to kind of go with it. And you're trying to keep that in check. You're trying to maintain this very practical, smart, frugal, thrifty, even kind of modest outlook on things. Even though you've got this intense connection, this intense knowledge, really, certainty about how things are going to go. It could be a large windfall that you're expecting. It could be this is a major job opportunity, major promotion, something big, I feel. I feel like it's something pretty large that's on its way to you. Okay. And I think you're already expecting this, and that's why we have some of this impatience this week. Immediate future. Okay. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Gemini card. We've got this. This is not necessarily a romance or a love relationship. This is really you feeling like you're in love with whatever this new opportunity is, whatever this connection is, this promotion, this job, this whatever the kind of future circumstances are that you're waiting for. It's going to be like a perfect union, a perfect relationship. And this really goes with this Star card. You have this kind of intuitive understanding, this knowledge, this like divine certainty of what's coming. And what's coming is this amazing connection, either with another person or with this company, this opportunity, with this investment, with whatever it may be. Wherever this kind of this income or these resources are coming from, it really is an amazing opportunity and an amazing connection. And it's really, I think, going to affect the rest of your life. This card here is kind of making the choice that is going to really affect the rest of your life. It's like new doors really are opening for you with this card. This is like making all the right connections, making all the right choices, all the right moves, because you're guided by spirit, because you have this this intuition. And maybe you're someone too that like reads tarot cards or runes or astrology or tea leaves or whatever the case is. I think you have this real connection and you understand the signs and symbols so that you can make the decisions that keep leading you to more and more and more success. Now, I think in order to really tap into that and manifest all of these choices in the physical world, I think you have to have some control over this kind of impulsive energy that you have. And this is the Three of Wands. This is what we're getting for the need for patience. There's this impulse. You want to just kind of run with things and just let loose, right? Go wild energetically. And maybe literally too, but you have this kind of earthy balance to you with this 10 and with this Knight of Pentacles to rein that energy in, to not be as hasty or as rash as you might feel like being, So it's a real sense of control and trying to kind of contain this excitement and wait patiently, And I think that's how you're going to keep your wits about you, keep this really smart, practical head on your shoulders, and continue to make the decisions that are going to lead to more and more success, more and more happiness, more and more opportunities. And this card really is about that money working for you. You know, this is you making the investments that are going to just kind of continue things rolling forward. And I think that's going to be, really awesome, honestly. A lot of good cards here, a lot of really good cards. We're going to go now to the path of the serpent. I do just want to mention that these tarot cards are always correct. Okay. Sometimes as the interpreter, I might not understand their relevance to you and your exact situation. And that's why I ask you to, connect with the cards themselves, the images, the energies, and use your own intuition to go beyond the details that I'm providing. You know what I mean? I think that's a good idea. Anyway, so 2 of Pentacles here in your general energy. This is really kind of another indication that you have these 2 sides to you. You find it very easy to earn money, and you find it very easy to spend money as well. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why we're in this mode, I think, this week of trying to balance this really intense generosity and this need to kind of save and this need to conserve and be a little bit more thrifty and a little more frugal with things, because you do have this this ability to go back and forth. And that's what I'm saying with the Aries energy. Like, I feel like for most Aries, it's one extreme or the other. It's either you can't control your impulses, and in this case to spend, or you go the exact other way and you just won't spend a penny on anything. You know what I mean? You're hoarding whatever it is that you get. But I feel like with you kind of shift between the two. You're trying to find the balance right in the middle of that, which I think is probably the way to go. Because either extreme, the Buddha preached the middle way, moderation, right? I almost wonder if this mystery card is going to be the art or temperance card. It's feeling like it will be, but we'll see. Anyway, so your general energy still is one of kind of shifting between these 2 states of really intense, outgoing, spending, but not just the financial spending, but the spending of your energy, like the release of all of this excitement, just kind of unchecked and free flowing, versus keeping that more, more contained, restrained, I guess, more under control. And this is right. We've already talked about this with the path of the dove. So this is just kind of a recap of your general energy that we talked about with the path of the dove there. But I think it is something that you're kind of consciously working on to try to contain this excitement for what you have in the works right now, which I think is career related, job, employment, financial in some way. Okay. Leave me some comments. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how this is resonating for you. Okay. The next card, interesting card. We've got someone in your life. Again, I think this is what we've already kind of talked about. This is that person, I think, that is not like you. This is someone who does not have the awareness of this kind of the need for balance. It's not someone who really is concerned with that. This is someone who, they get $1 and they spend $2. They get a little bit of the resources, and it just creates such an irrational energy with them that it's gone, or they spend twice as much. You know what I mean? And I think this might be what the recent past was talking about too, with all of this, with this fire energy here. Because again, I don't think that was you. I think that was somebody in your group, in your household. I feel like you and this person are in the same room together. So I don't know if you live together, work together, if it's your partner, your person, a family member or something. But they had that kind of impulsiveness that, I don't like to say that, but it feels like they lost everything, or they had an abundance and they kind of squandered it. And I hate to say that, I really, really do. But this is still, I think, a person in your life. This is kind of the environment that you're in. Whether this is the exact same person or not, I think you're still in this environment. If this is a home, if this is a business, your friends or whatever, The environment that you're in is very conducive to you splurging and overspending and going beyond your means, you know? And it could this could be just a description of this group of people in general, and maybe not this particular person. You know, and it could be that this recent past was not one particular person. It could be that it was just, again, the environment that you were in was just in some way facilitated this squandering or this loss of the abundance from the past. Okay, so I think this card is still here in the position of your environment to kind of say, hey, look, this energy is still around, so it's going to be very easy for you, unless you maintain this delicate balance, you maintain your kind of equilibrium and your control. It's going to be very easy to kind of squander any kind of success that comes your way. Okay. Now, the next card, the Sun card, 19th Mystery of the Tarot. Major Arcana card, heavyweight influence, very important for you, because this really is a card that is all about fortune and glory, right? And the thing about the Sun is that it maintains its equilibrium. It has this burning fire, this nuclear, engine within it that's pushing outward, but its gravity is just the right amount to keep it contained, right? It doesn't collapse on itself. It doesn't just explode into space. It maintains this equalized pressure, okay? And this is how you are going to attain your fortune and glory, your wealth, your riches, okay? By maintaining this balance that we're talking about. Because as an Aries, I think you do have that nuclear engine within you, right? And you have to maintain your gravity. And what does gravity do? But it bends space and time so things flow into it. So you want to kind of be taking in more than you're giving out, right? But there has to be that balance there. And I really think that this is going to be your way of succeeding in life, is to maintain this balance, right? I think that this is a very clear understanding of what your future is. This is kind of the card's in the position of your worries and concerns, right? So this is kind of what your general anxiety is going to be like. But this is a tremendously good card. So it could be that you're just feeling a little bit of insecurity about attaining this level of success in your life, okay? And again, the success doesn't have to be financial. Your vision of success might be a lot different than, just having an abundance of resources or abundance of money, So I want to make sure that's stated. I think that should be obvious, but I know I talk a lot about the finances and about the money and all that. But that could be a symbol for anything else that you would consider wealth and abundance, okay? But there needs to be an equilibrium of energy as much as there needs to be that equilibrium of, spending, right? Of the outgoing and the incoming revenue. So both in a literal and kind of a philosophical or abstract way. But I think this is your anxiety because you know what you have to do. You know where your life is going because you have this connection. You have this spiritual sense about you. You have this kind of psychic thing going on. I think that you might have your tarot deck in your hand right now, actually. That's the vibe that I'm getting from you. And this Sun card is showing me that the way before you is clear and open. You do have a very clear vision of where you're going and how you're getting there. Okay, and I think that's very, very important. Final card on the path of the Serpent, the Four of Wands. I think that this is going to be completed. It's going to be in place. It's going to get going. Whatever it is that we're waiting for, right? Because it feels like we're waiting for the job, we're waiting for the promotion, waiting for the check in the mail, a tax return maybe, something like that, the tax refund. Whatever it is that we're waiting for, that we have to kind of exercise our patience about in the kind of practical meaning of these cards. I think it's going to wrap up within the next 4 weeks, let's say. And that may seem like a long time, but I think in the grand scheme of things, you can go 4 more weeks, right? It could be as early as 4 days, but I don't think it's going to be that quickly. Although, you never know. I think with some of this energy here, and if this is like a job or a promotion thing, maybe 4 days is a little bit more realistic, But I think the upper limit is going to be that 4 weeks, another month from now, and things are going to be pretty much rolling, pretty much in place. Could be 4 days that things really start to happen, and then by the end of the month, things are going to just be in a nice rhythm, a nice harmony. Things are going to be functioning very nicely, I think. So this really is the wrapping up, the putting into place, the kind of final touches on whatever is going on here, which again I think is career, employment, financial related. It's going to wrap up in a relatively short amount of time. Upper limit 4 weeks. Another month from now, things are going to be pretty finished, and you're going to see this new functioning, this new machine, this new rhythm going. This is the new job or the new role in your company, the new position. Things are going to be well underway by the end of the 4 weeks. Okay, the system's going to be in place and functioning. So I think that should give you a little bit more motivation to have this patience, And again, I think with this connection that you have, you might see a different timeline here. You might think, okay, it's going to be just like a week. So maybe the 4 days is more like it. But I think you probably know better than I do what the timeline is here. But I'm just seeing like an upper end being that 4 weeks. Okay, but use your own intuition. Again, you have these gifts, and I think that you do use them. Like I said, you probably have your tarot deck in your hand right now, or you have had it in the last few minutes. I think you've had it in your hands. So I think that you know all of this already. I don't think I'm telling you anything that you don't already see in the cards, in the stars, in the ether, But let's look at this mystery card and see what's going on here. See if this in any way can confirm what we've been talking about. Well, we see a 6 of Pentacles. Now, the Rider-Waite deck, 6 of Pentacles. This is a very, very lovely card. This is really talking about this situation that you're in. If this is employment, again, a career, kind of job related, financially related, I think there's something about it that's a little, not humorous, but something about it that's a little like ironic, almost like there was some weird synchronicity that happened surrounding it, or that there was some kind of an inside joke, or just like a fluke, or like a chance encounter, some kind of weird coincidence that happened with this, like just, not luck really, but just some kind of something remarkable, something that you're going to remember for a long time, and something that you're going to be telling others about, because it's just like a strange event surrounding this this job, this financial, this career situation. Something kind of funny about it. Okay, and I'm curious what that is. Maybe leave me some comments and let me know, because I'm pretty excited for what you've got going on. I think you're making some tremendous moves. I think that you continue to make the right decisions that are taking you in the right direction. I really do, and I think that as long as you're aware of this energy, which I think that you are intuitively already aware, keep that good head on your shoulders and keep trying to work smarter, not harder. Keep making all the right moves to make your work for you. You know what I mean? So anyway, Aries, thank you so much. We're going to take a look at the extended reading. If you want to watch the extended, click on the link that's right here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings for all of the videos that we have. Okay. I also do personal readings. If you're interested, look in the description box, please. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 29th through February 4th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.